Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Kansas Moonshot Podcast, where we are shining the spotlight on amazing things happening in schools across the state. Whether you're one of the Mercury, Gemini, or Apollo schools launching some amazing redesign plans, or a teacher trying to do something a little different, I want to share your story. The goal is to celebrate the awesomeness all around us. Hi guys, there are no guests on this episode, but I did want to take a moment just to brag a little bit. I've got to, proud coach moment here, but yesterday was our qualifying match for our robotics competition. And I was proud of what the kids did with their project. In fact, I want to have the kids come on at some point in the near future and share about their project that they've been working on. I was proud of some of the things they overcame with their robot. I was proud of how great everything all came together. But I think what I was most proud of were the things that you can't really measure. So we walked away from the competition with the Inspiration Award. What that award means is that in their project section, they just rocked it. And the way they did it is because we focused on fundamentals. One of the most important things at a robotics competition for our team is not the robot. And that sounds weird to say that, it's a robotics competition. Of course, you're going to spend a lot of time working on the robot. It's actually not. We spend a lot of time focused in on those skills that are so vital when you leave school that I can't pass up an opportunity to teach them these skills. So, for example, we spent time practicing how do you shake someone's hand? How do you give them good eye contact as you're shaking their hand? How do you carry on a conversation with an adult? How do you share what you've learned without sounding arrogant? We talked about how do you present with confidence? Mrs. Hillman came in and actually talked to the team, and she's really good about pulling out the best in the kids, getting them ready for the competition. So she walked them through how do you have the power pose when you're presenting. We talked about at the end of each competition, at the end of each practice, we always wrap up with a series of cheers because it brings us together as a group. So the entire day at competition, we were doing these cheers for a couple of reasons. One, they have so much energy and they need to get some of that out. But two, it shows people that we are in this together. And in fact, we actually invited other teams to come in and join our group. Because when the kids walked away from this competition, one of the highlights of the day was when one of the team members looked at me and said, "Oh, I finally get what our team is all about." Because that is who we are. And I told them from day one, we are known for our respect, our energy, our enthusiasm. We are known for the team that wants to include every other team. And honestly, if we had completely bombed the robot part of the competition, but walked away with that would have been enough for me. Because I want these kids to walk away with these skills that part of it's just being a good person. And they shined. I watched them going to other groups and inviting them to play some of the games we were playing. I watched them go and encourage other teammates. After each round on the robot board, I told them, you know what? Make sure you're thanking the judges. Make sure you're thanking the referees. Make sure you thank any single person who may have had a role in this competition. And that's what they did because I taught them to value what other people are doing. And we worked together as a team and decided that is who we wanted to be known as. And we spent some time working on how do you overcome obstacles. I'll be honest, our first and second robot runs were not good. So at competition, you get 3 attempts to complete as many robot challenges as possible. And runs 1 and 2, our robot did not do well. Everything seemed to be going wrong. And they were getting frustrated. And I could see it in their eyes as they were gearing up for that 3rd round that they were frustrated. And then something clicked. They figured out something that was wrong with the robot that they fixed. And we came together as a team to overcome those obstacles. But I was so proud of everything they were able to walk away from this competition with, because it's so much more than just about the robot. And I think that what I've learned from teaching and coaching robotics teams is I can apply in my own classroom, because it's not about the robot. It's not about the content you're okay, let me back up before I get a flood of angry tweets and emails about content is very important. But there are so many things you can layer on top of the content that are life skills that we miss out on some of those opportunities, because we don't realize that some of these skills, the kids need to be explicitly taught how to do those things. If you're seeing a student struggle with something and they're constantly struggling and you don't do anything to correct that struggle, at a certain point, you've got to step in and explicitly teach them that skill. And so that's one thing I want to bring into my classroom more. I'm really great at it with my robotics team. I haven't done enough of it with my own classroom, but I want to bring in more opportunities where kids practice those things. How do you give a good handshake? How do you look someone in the eye as you're presenting? What do you do when you see someone at the school who works really hard? Are you the one who's constantly going to go over and say, you know what? Thank you for picking up that trash. Or, you know what? Thank you for serving me lunch today. This is a great meal. Like, I want to inspire those skills in all of my students. And so that's really one of my focuses that I want to bring back into my classroom, because my robotics team's got it. And I was so proud of them, and I wanted to take a moment just to brag on them a little bit. There's some rock stars. Thankfully, based on all their scores, they were able to move on to the next round, so we get to compete again in January. Like I said, even if they didn't move on, I still would have been proud of them. When I was leaving the competition, I had a lady stop me, and she said that she was so impressed with the team that she could tell they were something special. They had a lot of energy. They had this enthusiasm about them, and they were smiling all day. And she said that she's been teaching for 41 years, and that team really stuck out to them. And that just meant so much to me, that other people recognized what a special group this is. But a lot of it's because we worked on those foundational skills. And even those opportunities, the kids may not have even realized those times I was explicitly teaching those skills to them. But they were learning as we went. So on that note, again, I just wanted to brag about these kids a little bit. They're awesome. Hopefully you can incorporate some other skills like that into your own classrooms. Sorry for the podcast being a little sporadic lately, because I wanted to share, I do have good news. I just signed a book deal with the International Society for Technologies in Education, ISTE. And so I will have a book coming out next summer, hopefully. So some point in 2020, I will be having a book release. And it's going to be about incorporating video to increase student engagement. And I'm really excited about it. But my deadline for this book is December 1st. So my next draft is due on December 1st. So I've been really focusing my attention on that. And I look forward to sharing more about that in the near future. But that is it for this episode. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Again, if you have anyone who is doing something amazing that you want to help shine a spotlight on, let me know about it. I'd love to put them on the show. So that's it for this episode. It's a little more sporadic than the normal episode, but you know what? It was a long day of competition, and I just wanted to take a moment to share all the awesomeness that is robotics. If you have a chance, definitely check out First Lego League. They're doing some incredible things, and there's so many other intangible things that come out of it. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Bye, guys. For more information about this episode, check out my website, MrStockRocks.com. If you know someone doing something awesome in their classroom, let me know about it. I'd love to have them on the show. You can email me at teachlikeaninja@gmail.com or follow me on Twitter at teachlikeaninja. I've been your host, Josh Stock, 6th grade language arts teacher and self-proclaimed awesomeness expert. Until next time, book it forward and be awesome.